Good evening and welcome to Guna Matters. And yes, it has been a minute for us to be on air. Welcome back to Guna Matters. Leave your comments in the comments watching or when you watch afterwards. It's always a pleasure to hear from the Guna family out there. First of all, subscribe if you haven't done so to Guna Matters, and also hit the bell and also give a like to the video so we can also just keep tabs on who's liking what and who's not liking what. But nonetheless, good evening, and also my one and only guest for tonight. Hopefully, the other one is still coming in. It is none other than Mr. Warren van Schoor. How are you,
Hi,
Squire?
how's it evening, everyone? Awesome. I'm always up for a chat, an Arsenal chat. So thanks for having me on again. It's been quite a while. Yeah, no, doing well. Glad it's weekend. Football, a lot of football this weekend. I think we're all going to be glued to the TV. Saturday and Sunday. We got our game on the Sunday, but otherwise, I'm good, man. How are you doing? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm grateful that I'm alive. I had
Awesome.
couple of rough times, but that is all sorted. I
No,
gave
that's
it a
great.
red card to say cheers out of my life.
Bye bye.
Yeah, now, bye bye.
You
Yeah,
all.
now I'm good. Thanks, man. I'm very grateful.
That's
Therefore, you
awesome.
could see a cup says grateful. So
Nice one.
yeah,
Nice one. Yeah.
Warren, as you could see there on this slide,
Yeah.
Arsenal reach for top. Arsenal
Hey, here
fans
we go.
optimistic for it now. We sitting pretty on the log. But before we get there, let us just get maybe all the financial things out of the way
Okay.
with regards to the bosses.
Alrighty.
Now, yeah, what is your take on what's going to happen? Are they going to back almost said Arsene Wenger. Are they going to back Mikel Arteta with some money? Like the section in blue that is so hidden there is that the Cronkies have owned Arsenal long enough to know what it entails to run a football club in the Premier League. They cannot use the excuse of not being able to connect with the fans. However, now that Josh Kroenke has admitted to the struggles, hopefully he can put in more effort and understand that we are not as portable as football franchise in the US. So they're making a lot of
Yeah.
sense in terms of saying they're running a big franchise in the US, and now we're running obvious
Yeah.
a Premier League. What is your take on that? Are they
Ooh,
gonna
yeah.
support us?
Um, yeah. That's quite a big topic. I mean, we've all had sort of a emotional ride with the Kroenkes, and some still on that ride. So I, I think, I mean, just to answer the question, I think they will back this manager. And honestly, in the last year, and even with Unai Emery, they
Mm,
backed him as well. And if you think about it, um, what didn't work out, and what people forget is that there were other people that's maybe no longer with the club that took that money, made the football decisions to buy certain players, and it didn't work out. Now, that isn't necessarily the Kroenke's fault
mm,
because, like I think they alluding to, I think at least they were honest about it. I think that's a very good thing.
yeah,
They're not football people. They don't understand, or they didn't understand English football. It's totally different to American sport. In American sport, they got wage caps, they got draft seasons, meaning that the weakest club get the first pick of the best players because everything needs to be evened out. They got
true.
wage caps to make it more fair. They also don't have relegation in any of. Good evening, Manib. They don't have any relegation in any of the leagues. So there's a lot of fundamental stuff that's very different. And that was the other concern when even Gazidis was there. He also
Yeah.
came from NFL football. And if you think about it now, they got a lot of things wrong, decision making.
Yeah.
We were, especially in the transfer market, we used to keep wondering why are we always so out of our depth and we look like we're always late. And um, the thing is that I never felt comfortable with, I never felt confident with that setup at the club because you had Arsene Wenger making all the decisions. And then he actually appointed and approved the appointment of his boss, Gazidis, effectively, which didn't make any. How can you appoint your own boss? So
Yeah.
some that alone told me this doesn't make sense. It's not working. We're in trouble here. Look, we were
Yeah.
good enough to squeeze in every year, but eventually it caught up to us. You could see we were just going down. But coming back more to your question, um, they have at least started to admit that they didn't know. They then started to put the right people in charge of the head of football, the technical directors, so people that do know English football and understand it. And then also, I think a key decision was to get Josh to come out here because his dad obviously had no
Doesn't
book
know
between.
nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, he's too busy. He was too busy with the Rams, LA Rams building their new stadium and the Super Bowls and stuff. So it made sense that his second in command, Josh, would come over and hold the fort up and then can engage directly. And I can tell you from first-hand experience that they're one of the first clubs that it created a fan advisory board that it's the connection between the supporters and the actual
And
board members.
yeah, yeah.
I see. I think Manchester United also started it a couple of months afterwards, but they actually started that. Now they did make mistakes in the past, but if you think about the transfer window, that last season they actually did back the manager. The
Yeah,
season
over
before that they
150
did.
150 mil.
Even if you go back to Unai Emery, they backed him as well. Unfortunately, there were other the team. I can't remember the name. The Swedish guy, Michelin Snack, and I don't know whoever else.
Oh, Daniel
Um,
Ek.
None of the guys that were like you got Edu now, right? But I mean, there were other guys
Oh,
involved.
oh, I can't
The
remember his
recruitment
name.
side
Yes.
on
Yeah.
Michelin Sven, Michelin Snack, and whatever.
Muslim stat,
So
yeah.
yeah, so these guys were put in charge, which is the right thing to do because Josh doesn't know the market. So you'll then obviously do the next logical thing, get people in that he thinks can make the right decisions. But
Correct.
unfortunately, at that time, I don't think the combination of the manager and the recruitment team were working out, and that just snowballed into a negative thing, and eventually it led to Emery leaving, and then also that personnel leaving as well. But I must tell you, I am more comfortable having Edu there, Arteta, and then Josh at the top. And you also got there's
Vinay,
another gym called
Vinay, Vinay.
yeah, Vinay
Yeah.
as well, Vinay. Yeah. So he's sort of the link between Josh and everyone else. But it's important if you look at how Liverpool's operating as well. That structure, the spine of the club, before you even get to the players, but that spine of the club, has to be there. So before you even get to the money part, you got to get the right people in place because
In
we
place,
all
yeah.
now saw what happened when we did have money, spend it, and it still didn't work. But that was because you had the wrong people making the wrong decisions, and this one not talking to that one, and the pieces of the puzzle not fitting. You are
Not,
starting to
they're
get.
not they're not making the unpopular decisions, correct?
Yeah, and I think what's encouraging, right? If you look at the signings we made this season, most of them are paying off, and
Mm.
also not are they're proving their worth like Ramsdale that's doing well, White, Tomiyasu, but the character, the type of character or personnel as well. There's no issues with him. We're starting to
Yeah.
get rid of the dead dude. There we go. So these are guys that are buying into the idea, into the club but also very importantly, they are. You can see these guys are playing for the manager. You don't want
Mm.
people there that, oh, you know what? I'm not interested in you. The Guendouzi's, the Aubameyangs, talented, fine, yeah, no question about it,
But
but
no
not
no
willing to play
backbone.
for the manager.
Correct.
And that is what we don't always like to hear this, but and I'm not trying to fly the flag here for Josh. And I'm just trying to call a spade and be honest, based on what I've seen. They've backed the
Mm-mm-mm.
manager. they've put certain people in place. Um,
Yeah.
Edu and Oteta and Vinazi, and they're starting to not just talk the talk but also walk the walk. They're starting to you know trying to close the gap between the fans and themselves. In terms of like meetings and things like that. They're giving the manager money to spend. They're getting rid of the right players. They're not panicking. They're not threatening, oh, Tito, we're going to chop your head off. We're going to get rid of you because you know what? You lost in the FA Cup. They've actually made it very clear. Nobody can actually sit here and say, you know what? The owner said this in August, but now suddenly he's changing his tune. They've seen it from day one. This is a project. It's a process. It's not going to be a. We're not going to,
Overnight thing,
turn the ship.
correct.
It's not going to. So if you're expecting that, you will be disappointed. And in all
Yes.
fairness, they've been true to the words. They're taking it. They're going to go the young route, the youthful route. They're going to develop these players on it. In 2 years, 3 years time, these guys are all going to be first choice for the national teams altogether. They're all going to be born
Mm.
and bred, like sort of Arsenal are born
Yes.
and bred, but
Yes.
they'll be playing for the manager for the club. We're gonna be moving away from the culture of players having egos and they think they too big for to work hard for the club. Anyway, so I mean I've seen a lot, but in my honesty,
No.
I can fully see the owners, backing the manager again. If you just look at the trend, I think they had to get rid of these dude, the
Yeah.
Kolasinac and the Aubameyang that doesn't want to play, but we're paying him, 400,000 a week. There was a couple of other players that we got rid of, Chambers, and these players that are earning big amounts of money, and
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
adding absolute nothing. So that is clever business in my books. You're clearing out you're opening the books up so that when the big transfer window comes, we don't have to, flip a coin, and we know exactly what we're going for, and we're gonna open up the books so that when it does come, we do have the funds to go for them. And you know what? Guess what? Our owners is actually in the top five richest owners, like in Europe, I think. So there is
Correct.
money, and we
There's
got money
money.
to spend because we're also making our own money from operational profits and stuff like that. The bonus, of
Mm.
course, we will talk about it later, will be top four. So yes,
Yeah.
they will back the manager, but just don't expect us to go and you're going to get some silly supporter that's in the thing. No, why didn't we go buy Ronaldo and Mbappe for 200 million? That's not going to work. That's not going to fit our.
No, that
Look
was
what
not our.
Ronaldo signing. Look what Ronaldo signing did to he totally messed up the whole game plan. He's like, it's not working. But anyway,
True.
so yeah, I'm confident with our the way the club is set up now.
Yeah. I read a article in the Express. Arsenal owner Stan Kroenke to back Edu with significant outlay in the summer transfer window, and it says that Stan Kroenke is willing to back Edu and Mikel Arteta by funding a large-scale recruitment drive in the upcoming summer transfer window, which is according to the reports. And the Gunners were the Premier League's biggest spenders in the preseason,
Yeah,
um, and that shows what they said in the beginning. They're gonna spend money. There's another report says they might spend in excess of 180 million, which is also phenomenal because um, we're gonna get to a transfer bit later. Whereas one of the players that they are interested in is already 50 mil. So you know what they
yeah.
I'm tending to believe what Josh was doing now. Josh is really uh, um, sort of putting up his boots and sort of running together with what Edu and Mikel Arteta is trying to do, because I'm sure in the interview when they had Mikel Arteta apply, for the job, they obviously asked him, what is your plan for Arsenal? And he probably had a 5-year plan already in his mind.
Mm,
And
yeah,
having and I
yeah.
mean, when you listen to Arteta, you can hear the passion he has for Arsenal when he was a player. Even when he left Arsenal to go to City, he still have that passion. And coming back now as the manager, you can see the passion that he portrays
Yeah,
alongside on the line there, because he is a very dramatic and charismatic person on the line. So that is passion.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
it is a lot of passion. So I
yeah.
believe
Totally agree.
when
Yeah,
it comes to what Josh is doing, and I'm also, a lot of people, fans, are asking, because they won the Super Bowl last
yeah,
month. Obviously, they got a lot of money
yeah,
for that competition. I don't think it will make business sense to take from another entity to plow into other entity. I'm sure the money they have to plow into Arsenal will be the money that Arsenal sustained themselves, and
yeah.
obviously money from where they sort of get other sort of things. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, there's another person which we reached out very late. Let's
Yeah.
welcome him, Wolfie. Welcome back. I mean, when I said to Warren, he must maybe send you a message, because when the chairman speaks, the fans listen.
Oh, it's an honor. It's always an honor to take this call. We're honored to go in battle with Warren. But yeah, I'm again privileged to be on your show. And anything Arsenal is always it's always something good because we are all Arsenal supporters. We love Arsenal. We love talking to Arsenal. We love bumping into Arsenal supporters,
Yeah.
and it's just always good. It's good. It's good. How are you
Amen.
guys
Amen,
otherwise?
brother.
How are you
We're good
guys?
to
How is
see you, brother.
Magunas? I haven't seen
We
Magunas
always
in a while. You guys
always
looking
better
good?
seeing you,
Smiles on your
brother.
faces. You guys good? Blessed.
Yeah,
I
no,
love you
we good.
guys.
Thanks, my man. Thank you. Oh, thank you for the
We
message
always better
last
seeing
week as
you,
well. Eh?
Wolfie.
Pleasure, pleasure,
Always better
pleasure.
seeing you, bro. Always
What we're
good.
talking about,
Wolfie's
Wolfie, I'm
right.
not
Wolfie's right that it's always a pleasure to be with other
to
Arsenal
see.
people.
Yes,
I
definitely.
saw. I started a new job. Thanks to God, He blessed me with a new
Wow,
job.
praise.
I've been
Nice.
there now for a month, and strange enough, I sit about half an hour in front of the place I work at, and I've noticed this guy with this white Arsenal jersey. He's about your age, Warren,
How old is
and
Warren?
I'm old.
the this guy's a kind of a Dracula. The guy don't want to die. But anyway, I see this guy. I saw this guy in my rearview mirror, and I've noticed this guy. He's got this white Arsenal jersey on. Wears a cap, and he walks every day past me. And I wasn't building up the courage. I just noticed this guy, and eventually I got out of my car, and as he was coming on, and I took his hand, and I said, "Hi, Gunnar." And the guy started talking to me, asked me, "I'm Arsenal supporter." I told him, "Yes, I'm Arsenal." And like I say, Arsenal supporters, it's like peanut butter and jam. We go together, we talk, and the guy was talking. Yeah, the guy was talking to me. The guy was talking to me about a game. It was a very important win, the West End game, and the guy basically broke down the whole game for me, and I was so surprised with the guy's knowledge. And since then, we always greet each other, and yeah, it's like I said, it's always nice to meet new goodness, and yeah, it's really. I mean, all goodness to me. It's not just about wearing the jersey. It's about these guys don't just wear the jersey. They know exactly what the club is about, and they talk to you.
Yes.
And
They're not like the
I mean,
Liverpool
it's
and
like,
United fans, are.
yes, it's not like wearing the jersey and they don't know what really happened. And this guy could like tell me such a lot about the club in like 20 minutes. And I'm like,
Sure.
you know,
Maybe we should invite him on the
time,
show, Wolfie. Wolfie, invite
yeah,
him on the
Yes.
show next
yes,
time.
I will. I'm definitely gonna get his number and just add him and but he seems like a good guy and he loves Arsenal and you can see this is a guy that basically wears his expensive jersey to work
Wow.
like once a week, and he goes to work with a jersey just to represent, and I respect that. I really do. I
Awesome,
respect
awesome.
that, honestly.
That's nice. Really, you must get his number. I mean, for this
I
show
will
or
definitely
even
get his number.
for the
Definitely,
Yeah,
supporter show. It's
definitely.
always nice to hear different opinions and views and that.
That's
What we
true.
were
That's so
talking
true.
about, me and myself and Warren was talking about the backing of the owners towards the new season's recruitment. What's your take on that? Are they going to back Mikel Arteta and Edu, or do you think they're going to be stingy?
I do believe that they're going to back him. Look, they showed that they did back. They showed Arteta that they are willing to inject some finance into recruits. That they spent about 150 million. So I mean, for if we want to see more progress, we're going to have to recruit players, and of course, if we're going to need a top class striker, I mean, these things don't come cheap. And according to Josh, I've heard a lot of talk from him, and he's very impressed with Arteta and the way things is going, and the way Arteta is handling things, and also Edu. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm quite motivated by the fact that there will definitely be investment, because we are pushing for the top four, and I mean, a lot depends also on this top four. Are we going to get it, or how we do seem like we're on course? Can we finish this marathon? That's my question. Will the goals come to win these games? How will we not avoid injuries to key players? So a lot depends on that top four, because I mean, if you're going to get that Champions League, it is just more money in the bank, and players, top players, they want to play in the Champions League, and it's going to make things so much easier for Edu and his team to get the players in that can make us
They want.
challenge and that can make us compete against the big boys. And that's what
Yes.
Arsenal supporters want to see. We want to see our team compete. I
Yeah.
mean, we want to see our team compete against Liverpool and the Man Cities, and if you go to Europe, against the Madrids, the PSGs, those kind of teams. And I'm sure uh, there will be money. Most definitely, I understand that we had a bit of a loss, but that I don't think that that's going to stop the Kroenkes from investing, because if you do invest, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. You do get better, and your performance, and you do climb the table with investment. I mean, money now in this game, you need money to basically to improve.
Yes. Talking
yeah.
about money, money sort of investments and buying players. I mean, there it talks that Roman Abramovich is going to sell Chelsea, and there was a meme saying all those Chelsea fans that was renting their support
Uh,
must go back to
yeah,
the other club.
it's so strange. We're talking about Chelsea, and you know that guy. But such a lot of Arsenal supporters actually wanted Usmanov to buy Arsenal, and we might have we could have been in that same boat of Chelsea now
He
if
sold, he
things would
sold,
have.
he sold, he sold his shares to Kroenke, about
Yes,
500 million, I think, that time. But now he sits next to the president as well. So, I
it's
mean, the
yes. So
Germans
it's
already took his yacht earlier yesterday, I think.
Yeah. So
So,
Usmanov,
yeah.
Usmanov
So
was Usmanov was a
yeah,
non-executive member on the board, and he attempted to buy out the remaining shares. It was sort of split out amongst all those other old, Lady Bracewell Smith and all those people, and basically it
yeah,
was Peter Yilwood that wanted to. He favored more the American side of things, the Kroenkes. Um, which was kind of strange at that time because Usmanov sort of knows football. He is an actual Arsenal supporter,
yeah,
and he actually wanted to. He would have funded transfers and stuff like that from his own pocket, similar to what Abramovich done. But
yeah,
that's where the whole sort of ownership model needs more. I don't know if you're hearing the news, like they need to look more deeper into because of this whole, Russian Ukraine thing. They
yeah,
need to look more, and with the Newcastle takeover, they need to look more deeper into, what's the source of the income? Where's the money coming from? And if you scratch
that's
deeper
true.
enough, you can actually see and that's where the whole issue comes from, because it's all
Yeah.
tied in with Putin and the oil money and so that is why these guys
Blackwater, yeah.
it's the black gold. Yeah, I mean, that's why these guys are jumping ship now. So yeah, maybe in hindsight we did dodge a bullet, but I mean, I was quite a pushing hard for Usmanov at that time, but I don't think anyone could have predicted in 2010 that it would be in 2022 a world, possibly World War III. So, but it's one of those things we did dodge we got, well, thankfully, we dodged God, let me not
Bullet,
say
yeah.
bullet, in light of the war.
A missile.
We dodged a sticky situation there, let me put it
Yeah.
that way.
Mm.
Let's just go to the log quickly. I mean, I don't know if you can see what's happening on the log
Yeah,
there.
we can see her.
Can you see?
Yes, CD.
Now, this is the complete log. Let's just start from the bottom. Let me just take this away here. Now, we still have to play Watford, which is now on Sunday. We still have to play Burnley. Then we still have to play Everton. I think we're done with Leeds. And we're done with Brentford. And we still have to
Now
play
we got Leeds at
Newcastle.
home. We got Leeds at home,
Oh
the
no,
third
we
last
still have
game of the
Leeds. Yeah,
season.
no, yeah, we still have
Yeah,
Leeds. But
great.
out of the bottom 5, we still have to play 4 of them, right? And
1, 2, 3.
yeah,
Yeah,
Watford,
we got Leeds.
Burnley. No, we had Burnley already. We drew against them, right?
We're done with Burnley. Yeah, we're done
Yeah,
with
we're done
and
with Burnley.
Brentford.
So
It's Watford.
and
It's
Brentford,
Watford.
Watford, Everton, and Leeds out of the
Correct.
bottom
Yeah,
5.
correct.
So that is going to be a huge, huge turnaround if we don't lose. I mean, if we don't win those games. That is must-win games. Must,
Ooh,
must, must.
I'm gonna. If Arsenal don't win on Sunday, I'm gonna find a really quiet corner and I'm gonna cry again. So
Look at,
no,
I mean,
no,
if we look
no
at
one
it,
must. Nobody must disturb me. I'm gonna be heartbroken. I'm telling you now. Please, oh, please don't.
guys, I was telling
That's why I
this. I
said,
was telling.
Glenn, that's why, sorry, Wolfie, that's why I said at the beginning, I'm not, it's not that I'm scared of Watford, don't get me wrong. I'm just nervous. I'll be honest with you. I am, not because Watford is they got Maradona there, and I'm just nervous because you know what can happen in the Premier League. You know Arsenal, and you know the
Yeah,
unpredictability, especially with the new manager there, with Roy Hodgson. He just knows ideas. I hope you're right. Yeah, I'm quite nervous for Sunday. I
look,
must be honest.
look. This is actually a huge weekend for Arsenal supporters. If we take things game by game, if we break things up and we take things game by game, and we look at the other fixtures, West Ham is playing Liverpool. If West Ham drops points, it would be in our favor. United
Yeah,
against
great.
Man City. If
Yeah,
Man City can beat United, which is possible, but it's
yeah,
a
Yeah,
derby, so anything is possible in that matter. But these are fixtures that we have to take advantage of if we want to cement that top 4 and to break into that top 4. We have to beat a team like Watford.
yeah,
Watford beat Aston Villa. They drew against United at Old Trafford, but then again, Crystal Palace beat them.
mm,
So it's a team that we should be beating, whether we're going home or away. These are the points that we need to take maximum points off, because we got to remember something at the back of our mind is that we're playing Spurs, we're playing Liverpool, we're going to play United. So those are the games. So these games we have to win. It will just give us the momentum going into these big games, and those big games will determine where we're really going to end up. And that's
yeah,
what I said, West Ham, it's a 3 points that we really should be taking. We must win these
yeah.
kind of games.
yeah,
If
So
it's
totally
when
agree.
it's 1-0, when it's a 1-0 game, win, but we have to be winning these games, because at this point, draws is not going to make anything. It's not really going to do anything to the log, because if
yeah,
we draw and
so
and, and someone else wins, they go above us. So we need to keep
true.
on winning.
So my thought is this, and it's probably that I've heard it somewhere. So United is playing City.
Yeah,
That is on Sunday. That's after us,
yeah,
right?
correct.
West Ham is playing tomorrow night. They're playing Liverpool at the last game. In order for West Ham to put pressure on us and on United. They have to win their
Must
game
win.
against.
That's a
They
must
have
win.
to win their game against Liverpool. That is a lot of pressure that it will be put on us and on United. We
That's
can
true.
put pressure in the same way on
By
United
winning.
by winning
Exactly.
Watford. So they
Exactly.
have to win Man City, and going to
There
the
we go.
Etihad, it's a hell of a thing to go win there. I mean, a couple
Yeah.
of teams has done it, and I'm sure they can do it. But it's got a lot of pressure on them. I mean, there's a youngster
That's
there,
true.
Ilanga. I love that Lighty Ilanga. He plays very well. At this point, he's my best player in the United shirt. That number 26 Ilanga. He's a beautiful player.
Yes. He's had
So he
some
can
standard performances here.
he can make a difference there. But I'm just worried about our game. That is what I'm worried about.
That
I don't
is
worry
what
about
I was
the
just
It's
whole.
about
just a
to.
must
I
win.
was.
It is a
I was just about. I'll tell you what. Like you guys mentioned all the fixtures. For me, that's like, that's bonus points for us. My
and
99.9% focus is
we
our
got
Oh,
to
game. What we win.
Warren.
If we win our game, then everything else kind of falls in place. But if we draw, then you could make up anything. It doesn't matter. Like Wolfie said, a draw is not going to be good enough. And I'll tell you
yes,
what.
yes.
You see, this is the part that scares me because I've seen this movie a million times before. We all obviously excited, and we were jumping on the couch on Thursday last week that we beat Wolves in the last minute, but no one is talking about the performance levels because the performances will get you the results before. We really jumping the ship now. We really talking about if that team lose and they draw and the game there and the in the end.
Yeah.
But I didn't enjoy the game. I'll tell you, and I'll give you one or two reasons. I did not. I was watching it with my wife, Ali. I was frustrated. I was almost like in anguish during the game because, well, for the first half, certainly we were poor. When I say poor, I
Yes.
mean absolutely every single
Yeah,
player
Warren,
from
can I
Nketiah
ask you
to
a
the
question?
striker. We were,
When you mean
we
poor,
were
are you talking about, like I said, that he's missed all those chances in the first half?
I
Because he
am
did get chances.
talking.
He
I'm
did get
talking about
chances.
every single player that was wearing an Arsenal shirt playing against Wolves last week. The first half, we were atrocious. We couldn't pass the ball to save our lives in the first half, and this is where Wolves will be looking back and kicking themselves. That we were there for the take in the first 10 minutes of that second half.
I
See,
mean,
no
they
one
scored in
wants
the
to
10th
remember this
minute.
part.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about the second half now. The first
Oh,
10
the
minutes
second
of the
half.
second half, we come out. That we were there for the taking. Then they decided to sit in, right? And take a guess what happened next. Then Thomas Partey, my man of the match, started dropping a shoulder, taking players on. And that is when we started winning the midfield. And that laid the foundation for Pepe and Nketiah to come on and change the game for us. But
Correct.
we can't be going to Watford, even if Watford, I don't give a second loss. It could be lost in the log. If we play poor like that, I'll tell you what right now. I've seen enough Roy Hodgson games. He will be hoping that we're that poor again. You'll be telling them
Yeah.
that you'll be telling them. I guarantee you in his build-up right now, maybe even right now, in Watford's dressing room right now, you'll be telling their players, listen here, that team got away with one last week. For an hour of that game, they were poor.
This
Let's
is what
use this and turn it around. And then you're gonna then Arsenal draw 1-1. And then you're gonna have the fans think, yeah, but Alden, we just beat Wolves last week, but how come we drawing this week? And they're gonna be throwing the TVs in. But you see, no one mentions this. It's almost
Yeah.
like you negative. But I'm just calling. Look, I was happy after the game when we won it, and the ref blew the whistle. We got the 3. Then I was jumping with joy. But we were that first hour. I'm telling you, if we play like that against like Wolfie said, we got our backup games is Chelsea, it's Liverpool, it's Spurs, it's there's a
United.
United. We still
We
got
are
Leicester
playing
away as
United.
well. If we play
And
like that
Spurs.
against those teams, they will beat us. They're not going to
Yeah.
sit. Wolves
Yeah.
is with the two midfielders, Martinho and Neves. They just sat in like that, even though we were there for the taking, and that costed him the game. So those are the type of things we need to
Address.
really sort out. Who's
Wolfie,
My
you had
apologies.
a question.
As Des just said, I just wanna comment on Des's the Gunnar that just
Yeah.
now, and he commented again now.
This one.
Yeah, yeah, it's not. It's about it's about favors, which we would gladly accept, but we have to do our jobs too, and we need to
I hate
win.
that
We need the
word.
3 points.
I hate that because when
Because
I hear the word
because
favor, when
yes,
I hear the
we
word favor, it equals
yeah.
us
So
not taking the favor and giving the favor back.
yeah. So we need
Yeah.
to win our game, and also that favors need to go in our position. So those favors need to motivate us to start winning the games, because we should not look um, at United playing them. We should go out and just win the game, and then we should just sit back and just. I mean, the United game is like after our game, so we should know. Look,
Yeah.
we're putting pressure on these guys, and also with the West Ham Liverpool game, if Liverpool does do us that favor or even a draw, it would be that incentive just for us to go out and win our game. And
True.
with all due respect to Watford, that Wolves team, they are a really really good side that we played against, and that was such an important victory. And the way Wolves plays and the way how organized they are such a good team on paper, and so hard to break down. I mean, this team, they conceded 4 goals in 8 games, and that was Chelsea couldn't score against them. Liverpool not Liverpool, Man United couldn't score against them. So we could come from behind to score that 2 goals, and like Warren said, yes, we played poor, but we did play against a very very strong Wolves side that on another day we might have lost the game.
Yes,
and
true.
and,
Yeah.
and yet we came back to yet we came back. We remained composed. We didn't allow them to score that second goal, and we came back to win that game.
The
So
three, the
it's
three, the
it's
three
it's a
positives. The three positives
yeah.
I can take out from that game, right? Like Goofy said now, is that we showed the desire and the fact, and you can see the players were playing for the manager. That's the one thing.
Yeah, that's
Two
true.
is that we're starting to see the best of Thomas Partey now. Why we bought this guy
Yes.
a year and
Oh,
a half ago.
I really, I
That
mean,
guy. Okay, so that's two, and then the last one, right? Is I see this comments about Pepe. I said it a few weeks ago. I can't remember what show. Whether we like it or not, and whether we like certain players or don't like certain players, we don't have a choice because the transfer window is closed. We're gonna have to rely on the Eddie
Lacazette.
Nketiahs, the Lacazettes, the Pepes, other players, other French players that don't normally score for us to come on and do us a job. That is where
yeah.
we're at, and we don't have a choice. We're gonna have to back these hopes. And for me, those are the three positive things I hope the guys take on as well, and just take it into the next game and take that positive and take it on to the next game and build on from there.
Yeah.
But
Look,
I wouldn't play Pep. Sorry again. I
no,
just want
go
to say
for it. Go
something
for it.
again.
Go for it.
I hear what Desi's saying. Look, normally when a guy comes on, we want the guy to start, like what Pepe did. There's something that Arteta said. He said that he's seen a different kind of Pepe on training, and this kind of Pepe shouldn't be sitting on the bench. Now, although we're all going to say Lacazette is missing chances, on the other hand, the guy is working hard, and for me, he is the best that we have in the
He's a,
position that is
he's a
needed.
leader on the pitch
He's the
at this
leader on the
point.
pitch. So I wouldn't want him not to play. I would want him
Yeah.
to start the game. He is important in that aspect. I just want him to add goals to his game
Yeah,
from now on out. But Pepe, he looks like a good player that can come off the bench that last 30 minutes that
yeah,
can make something
I agree.
happen.
Like,
And he's
I
so
agree. Yeah,
dangerous. He's so dangerous and he's so lethal. And that
mm,
last 30 minutes is ideal now for him just to come off the bench
yeah,
and to make things happen, because if we have him on the pitch and we have Lacazette on the pitch and maybe Saka and like Warren said, a party, an informed party that can pull the strings and that can give those passes. I mean, we can maybe be scoring some goals in those last 30 minutes
I mean,
that can
look, if you think
that
about
would
it,
win us the games.
if you think about it,
yeah,
in any of the
yes.
games, it could be any the opposition team.
Any
But
team, yeah.
our back five is kind of sorted. So the issue is the goals. So we're going to need to find that balance. So I mean, I agree with Wolfie as well. I wouldn't, maybe not yet. I wouldn't start Pepe, even though we'd be tempted to. I would still gradually, like Wolfie said, last half an hour, come on, change the game up, give them something different to think about. Yeah, he's almost the perfect subject. Even maybe if you want to mix it up, you can bring Eddie and Kitty on as well, just to know that we do have people like that at the back thing. But goals is if we don't get top four, right? It will be because of goals. So we need to balance it out. So if we're saying okay, Lekker work is working hard and okay, cool, that's cool. But then the balance. So but another thing is you giving up goals. So someone else needs to come in and carry the weight of those goals. So that would have to be your Sackers and your Martinellis and your Smith Rose. And also don't be surprised if we need a Granit Xhaka or even a Thomas Partey to come on and score a vital goal in a 1-0 victory. Don't be shocked if that day arrives, because that's going to come.
You said earlier on that Thomas Partey was your man of the match on that game. To me, it was a collective of him and Xhaka in the middle. The two of them were phenomenal in that middle there. I mean, Thomas Partey, he really manned the midfield, and that gave Xhaka to go up and down. And I think a lot of people, and I myself, have said many things about Granit Xhaka. But there is times where this guy just surprised you with such a good game. But I mean,
mature performance.
Yes, and I mean, I read something about him putting something out on the media. He's not happy with fans sort of kicking out at him. You know what I mean? And he's a person. He's a person first, and then the player. Yes, he will probably get us a yellow card and a red card. So what? That is his personality on the pitch, unfortunately. But we forget to see what he's really bringing to the team if he's not there.
He does have good leadership on the pitch. Although he didn't want to take that the captain's arm, but that wasn't for me. I don't actually look at that because I look at your performance in the 90 minutes and his heart was on the pitch. I know it is. I do not know why he didn't take it, but that's not the point. His heart was on the pitch, and you can see that he is like Warren said, he's playing for the manager and he's playing for the team, and his heart is there, and he has been putting in good performances. We got to admit. Because we can criticize him when he does the silly things that he does, which does cost us. But he is playing well at the moment, and he's so vital to our. he's so vital to Thomas Partey because we all know Thomas Partey has a good game when Granit Xhaka is playing alongside him. They have a good understanding. And that allows Partey just to drift more up front because he knows that the surety is behind him, and that makes our whole game much better.
Yes.
Yeah.
Much better because we don't really have anyone that can come on that can do a job like Granit Xhaka, and that's the truth.
Not at the moment, Not at the moment.
We don't have no one at the moment.
Yeah.
All right. So let us just go back to the top four quickly. So by the weekend or by the end of the weekend, we should sit pretty on the fourth position. That is so much pretty. Look, we've won 14 games, and we're gonna have to at least win 90% of our remaining 14 games.
Every game is a final.
Yeah, as you could see there, we need 12 wins at least, and 4 no. So this is the old one. It should be 3 draws. Sorry, that shouldn't be there. It should be 3 draws, and we will end up with, if we do that 3 draws, 12 wins, we'll end up with 81 points, which is pretty much
Normally
about.
Normally, you would win the league with 81 points in a tough season.
It's unfortunate with
I
I
mean,
think
City
it's
and
true.
Liverpool. It's going to be tough. Eh?
I think, listen, I think there will be more twists and turns. I think like the West Ham and Spurs and United, besides the big teams that they must still play, they still got to play each other. And also, like those middle table teams that, they will drop points there
It's
as
not going to
well.
be that.
I promise you, United, Spurs, West Ham, they would like,
But it,
for example,
but
like I'm just making an example. Like it's not just like the City game, like United is playing City, but even if United play, say, like a relegation threat in Everton, that could be like a 1-all draw. So
Yeah.
every game is. I can see points being dropped. I can tell you, Palace away and all that, Southampton away. Those games you think, no, don't worry, 3 points. You will see
we
how those
have,
teams drop points,
look,
but can we go to Southampton or
Warren,
Aston Villa?
Warren,
Can
can I
we
tell you
get the 3?
something?
That's you know what I mean.
We,
It's not just the
if,
big
but
clubs, right?
by looking at the log, we have put ourselves in a very, very good position to
Yeah,
at least
definitely.
to at least that we have put ourselves. If we look at Man United, Spurs, Wolves, and who's the other one? Man United, Wolves,
West Ham.
Spurs, and West Ham. We have basically the best chance. If you look at the log now, without playing the West Ham game yet, we have basically the best chance now to creep into that top four. If we
Yeah.
if we can start winning games, can just steal 1-0 victories and just not draw or lose. We do have a good chance. and
Yeah,
and and, and, and it's up to Arteta to maybe to either to grab, to smash and grab, or just to throw it away. But a lot depends also on the players, because it's the players at the end of the day that does take the field. So it is up to them if they really want to play in the Champions League, and you can see the hunger is there, the energy is there. So it's all like you said, Warren. It's all about goals. Goals wins you
I mean,
games.
on that point, I mean, what would you guys just like with the next game? And we got 1 game a week, and would you guys change the team or would you keep it the same?
No,
You
no,
gotta
no, no,
keep.
no, no, no.
You gotta play this. Even Cedric,
You got to keep.
Cedric needs to start, because he's been playing
He's in
well.
a momentum. He's in a
He's
momentum right
momentum.
now.
He's been playing well, and at the end of the day, we've seen what Tamayasu did when we rushed him back. The guy
Yeah.
got
Yeah,
roasted, and Cedric hasn't given us any reason to drop him. He's playing well, so we can't break players' confidence. If they're playing well, they need to start games, because I mean
Yeah.
that's what football is about. It's about taking your chance, and if you do get injured, and then someone else takes your chance, and that's an
It's gonna
unfortunate case in football.
it's gonna be the same as, remember when Tierney was injured, and
yeah,
that youngster, he played well at the back there,
Yes,
Tavares, and then Tierney was fit, and immediately there was a change. And when he started playing again, he took on a lot of crap, and that is a mental thing. So you don't change that yet. You keep the team as it is. I think this team can win you games. This team can play, and they can't. They don't. I don't think this team would lose you games at this point, because the preparation is pretty much the best you can get. Like Wolfie said, you're playing once a week. I mean, we haven't played for the last 10 games. Well, we played Thursday
10
last week.
days or something. Yeah.
Then yeah, it's a
yeah,
lot of rest, and
yeah,
it's a lot of prep. So
yeah.
Des has got a question there for us. Guys, do you think we focus too much on the London KFC when we should actually focus on Chelsea ahead of us? We're 5 points away from Chelsea, I think. Eh?
I
Just check.
think so. Yeah, 5.
Uh,
Yeah,
no. Oh
with
yes, 5 points
with
away from Chelsea.
with
Correct. Yeah.
the gaming
I
game in
think
hand as well.
Yeah.
And we played him at Stamford Bridge, I think.
Yeah. We're playing. We no. They played. They played us at home. They won us at home.
no, they won us
No,
at the
no,
Emirates.
the
They
Was
Emirates.
it
beat
Yeah.
2
us at
0
the
at home?
Emirates.
Yeah.
2-0,
They
yeah.
won
We
us
got
at
to we
home
got to
2
play
0.
them at Stamford Bridge now, yeah. And we got a makeup
Yes.
game.
But look,
Look,
One
Chelsea,
game in hand over them.
their game at home is not the best game at home. They very, very flaky at home. very, very flaky. Their best game for the season was against Liverpool in the Carabao final. That was their best game of the
Yeah.
season.
Listen, well, look, I mean, talking about that was just from an Arsenal perspective. You look at like the teams at the very top, that top three. It was a bit of a sobering. I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed the game. I was in neutral. I was watching it with my cousin, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. And to be honest with you, it's sobering to look at that level of intensity.
Of
I
football,
mean,
yes.
we could play that level of intensity, but only for 25 minutes, and then we flat those. I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys. In all honesty, I'm just being fair now. That's what separates them with everyone else. That is what even with United with they got a hell of a squad. They got good players all around. Big name signings. That is what separates that top three, which I think one of them will be in the Champions League. That three from everyone else. They can play that tempo for an hour, like 120 minutes, flat out,
Yeah.
first gear, whistle to whistle. No, we're not there yet. We can match him for half an hour and then it's fine, but we're not there yet. Chelsea, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't. That was a bit of it was almost like they're waking up now under Tuchel again, like they're getting a second wind here. They definitely looked a different class. I mean, yeah, that's going to be a tough
Also,
game.
I think also it could be a mental thing for Chelsea, and Des, maybe you would know more because you are in UK. Chelsea being up now for sale, the for sale board is up in the yard, so the players obviously will that they're professional, but that will also be in the back of their mind. Hey, we are for sale. What what? It's the last couple of games of the season. Do you think that will be playing in their mind, saying that what, am I going to be here next season? Especially a big guy like Lukaku, he came back and he didn't do much of a muchness when he came back. What he
I
did
think,
in
yeah,
Italy, he was
yeah.
very, very good at Inter. Coming back to England, he was very, very flaky, in my
He
opinion.
started off well and then he kind of flattered out.
Y-
I think
Yeah,
the immediate concern for Chelsea, you talking about the players, will be that there's a couple of players like Rudiger and I can't remember who else, players that are actually out of contract. That is the
yeah,
players that might be looking around and thinking, well, I can't, get seriously injured here. They might just drop from like 100 to 80% or 90%. And that's all it takes.
mm,
I
yeah,
think the other players, I think, will be fine. The long-term effects, okay, that's a different story. That will be next season and the season afterwards. But right now, amazingly, I was actually shocked to hear this. I didn't realize that they actually got quite a few senior players here, top players that are kind of out of contract. And it's not like Chelsea to do that. They're normally quite good at
exactly.
tying players down. And that was quite shocking to hear that. So those are the type of players where I would, if something is going to go pear-shaped, it'll be from them.
Yeah, because you're looking at Werner, like Timo Werner. He might just leave because he's not working for them.
Yeah,
They need to make space for that Gallagher boyki that is on loan at
yeah,
Palace. They
Palace.
need to make space for that youngster in front of goal for Southampton. He's on loan there, so they need to
Yeah,
make space. So I'm looking at Timo Werner maybe for or Lukaku for that matter to leave, and I'm thinking having that in your mind, surely their performances can also be questioned in terms of playing the big
yeah.
guns or the bottom guys.
I mean, the biggest
Um,
problem long term, just on that, right? I mean, I can tell you right now with Abramovich going, and there will be a new owner coming in and buying it for whatever amount. But the big difference will be that the difference with Abramovich and just about every other owner, this is a guy that actually did put the club first before any person, any manager, any player. The club always came first. He didn't care, but if Wolfie had to be fired now for the greater good of the club, he would do it like right now. And
yeah,
also on the money side, you would actually go and spend that hundreds of millions and not ask for that money back. You would go there and do it. Whereas
yeah,
any guy coming in now, hello Chelsea fans, wake up to reality. You're gonna have to come to our level now to the rest of the world. That days of oh, we're gonna buy 4 players and each player is 100 million. That days is long gone.
It's over.
Any
It's
new guy
over.
coming in
It's
now,
true.
whoever the new owner is, I don't know
That's
who it
true.
is, but any new owner coming in now will not be. They'll be acting. They'll be spending
Especially if it's
like
American.
Spurs, Arsenal, or like Villa. That type. They will be brought down at another level now. They won't be spent. That days is not gone. I think that's the big significant change.
I think the price tag they said is close to $3 billion.
That's
It's
quite
a
a
lot
lot.
of
I don't
money.
think he's gonna get. I don't think he'll get that, to be honest.
I
No,
think 2
it's a lot.
billion.
It's a
I
lot of
think
money.
2 billion.
Yeah, they know he's kind of hung out to dry there because of this whole sanctions and stuff.
Yeah. All right, guys. So we're getting to a point of landing. It will put Chelsea back into the pack. Yeah, definitely
Exactly,
Des
exactly.
that will do
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
exactly.
Right. We've had Burnley as a draw. You say we've had Wolves and we got a red card and we won. We had a good run against Brentford and again against what's the name, Wolves. So Wolfie, seeing that you are very close to Wolves. Let's see what is the predictions on these things.
Glenn, you forgot to add in. Sorry, there's actually a game after Leicester, and that's the Liverpool game on the 16th. Right? So between Leicester and Villa, there's a
Oh,
midweek
okay. I
game.
didn't.
Arsenal at home to Liverpool. Yeah,
Okay, I didn't.
Yeah,
That's
because
the postponed.
yeah, the Liverpool
Postponed game.
game. There we go.
Okay.
correct,
All right.
correct. And that is where we're gonna have to do the 2 games a week, and we might be forced to make a start in the lineup.
All right, Wolfie.
That's
What was
true.
your prediction for this weekend's game?
I'm gonna go with a. I'm gonna go with a. I want to go with goals, although we struggle to score goals. But I'm going to go with a. I'm going to go with a 3-1 victory to Arsenal. 3-1.
3-1.
3-1.
Okay, 3-1. Warren.
I'm gonna try to build up my confidence and positivity from the last game. Watford doesn't have a defense. Their defense is horrible. So if we can get that early quick goal, I'll say 3-0. Their strength is
3-0.
the attack, but yeah, 3-0. I'll go 3-0.
Des made a comment saying that Saw, one of their defenders, is not available
No,
for Watford. So
Shaw is actually the most dangerous player. He
He's
plays on the
attacking
right hand
striker.
side. Yeah, he's like
Yeah,
a
he's attacking.
he's like a sacker. He's like a sacker.
Yeah,
He's a guy that's going to
Okay.
terrorize you. He's a guy that terrorizes the defense, and he's a guy that he's one of the most foul players in the Premier League. Also
we're
behind
gonna have that.
Wilfried Zaha. So if
we're
he's
gonna
not going to
have
be
to go-
playing, then Cedric might have a little bit of an easy game. If he's not playing,
Yeah. We're gonna have to go for them
Okay.
at the beginning, though. Right? We're gonna have to seriously just attack from the word. We can't give them a chance. We're gonna have
Yeah,
to
no,
kill
we
them
have
while
to.
they
We're gonna have to go for it. All right. So Warren, you said 3-0,
Yeah, 3-0.
and Wolfie, you said 3-1.
3-1. I'm going to go with 3-1.
Okay. I'm gonna make it official, and we're gonna put it up now. Des, you said. Where's that? They said 1-0. Hey man, that is a very low scoring game, Des. Very, very low.
No,
He wants
that's
his,
not.
he wants his 3 points. I think he wants his 3 points. That's all. You'll be happy with the 3 points. We all will be happy with the 3 points at the end of the day.
True.
Yeah,
True.
correct.
Okay, there we go. So we're gonna go with this. Right. Oh, that's oh man, that didn't work properly. So 3-0
That's
for
fine.
Warren,
We get it. Yeah.
3-1 for Wolfie, and I also will join Warren on a 3-0 because I'm gonna even take it further. I've got a Saka, Emil Smith Rowe, and a possible Partey goal.
Yeah. I actually think Lacazette will score in this game. I actually think, ironically, I think Lacazette will score in this game.
If
Okay.
party scores, I'll drink a double Jack Daniels. Honestly, the guy. Hey, guy. Anyway, miracles do happen. Let's see. Let's see. Let's
Also,
see.
I'm still adamant that Thomas Partey is our, and I got flack for this previously, and I understand why. But Arsenal maintained at his best, he's our best player, and I think he showed that in that Wolves game. You could actually physically see it in front of you. This guy was dropping shoulders, going past Coutinho and that Neves guy, and suddenly the gap started opening. That
He's
guy, I'm
brilliant in
telling
that.
you,
Yeah.
I'm telling you that if the best is yet to come from him between now and the end of the season, I'm telling you, then it's game on. I'm telling you
This
right
is
now, it's
this
game
is
on.
something I saw earlier on. They said now we need the Viking to score more. Now I think Odin's son must score a couple of games.
Odegaard, yeah, yeah,
Odegaard.
yeah.
They
I
call him
forgot again about
Odin.
him.
They call him Odin. They call him Odin's son,
We,
the
we have
Viking.
to we have to admit a lot of Arsenal supporters they weren't too happy with Odegaard, but he has silenced his critics in the last
He
couple of
has that.
games. He has
Credit
silenced
to
his
the
critics,
manager, though. Credit to the
and
manager.
yeah, we have to understand that the manager he is Arteta's man, and whether we like it or not, and
Awesome, Vince.
Arteta's standing by his guns, and he's going to play him, and he has faith in him. And all managers did this. If we look at Wenger, Wenger played Özil. People would say he's lazy, but Wenger played Özil. He wouldn't take
Yeah,
him off. He never, even Sanchez, he would lose the ball a lot of times on the pitch, but Wenger
yeah,
played him the 90 minutes. And and
yeah,
and and with Odegaard, Arteta has faith in him, and he's actually repaying his faith with standout
Yeah,
performances.
correct. Wolf is
He's
correct there. Wolf
he's
is
paying
correct
his
there.
he's
Yeah,
and this is what we want to see from these players coming with these high price tags like
yeah.
Partey. We want to see these guys stepping up and putting in the
You
performances
can see
because
that. You
yeah,
can now. Yeah,
we know what they're capable of. We know what they can do on the pitch. Like Partey, we've seen how he dominate Liverpool. We want him to do that for Arsenal on a regular
yeah.
basis, not one
You can
game
see the
on a
players.
regular.
Those players are getting one game at a
Yes,
time. They're all getting better. They're
yeah,
all getting better.
and that Odegaard guy, he's really silenced his critics, and I like the way he's basically growing in that position, and it's good for him because he's had a tough time to settle, not just at Arsenal but at Madrid. He's had a tough time to prove his worth. He hasn't
yeah.
been given a lot of faith, and Arteta is giving him this faith, and he is there to silence his critics. And I'm actually happy for the guy. Although we have a guy like Smith Rowe, but Smith Rowe can be dominant in other positions too. We've seen
Yeah.
it,
He's a versatile
and
player, correct?
it's a good problem to have in your hands. It's a very
Yeah.
very good problem.
I'm actually going to go for the less popular guys to score. So I'm going to go still 3-0. So Thomas Partey, Odegaard, and Lacazette. That will be my three goal
Okay.
scorers. The people that don't score
Um,
goals.
I'm going with Nketiah hat-trick.
what?
I'm only
Oh,
joking.
right.
Look, I don't care who scores. I just hope that we get those 3 goals. And um,
Yeah,
I would like Ben White to score one because he's been having such a good couple of games.
yeah.
He's been we miss Ben White's a bit of a dirty guy. I've watched him, but that's a centre back's job. We don't
He needs
understand
to
this kind
take
of
you
thing.
out. He needs to take
He
you out.
needs to
Yeah,
take you out. The guy needs to take you out. He's being basically a centre back.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
That is
I'd
that
like
is
him. Yeah, I'd like him to score a goal. He really deserves a goal. But yeah, anybody can score for me. I'll just like him and Martinelli to score, and I'll be happy.
shoot
Martinelli,
Wolfie
yeah. All of us.
now. Wow.
Yeah.
Why must we why must we shoot Wolfie?
Probably
Um,
Eddie Nketiah.
oh, Eddie and Ketia, yeah, probably.
Yeah,
Guys,
most
thanks a
likely,
lot
most
again.
likely. Yeah, thanks,
Thanks a
awesome,
lot
man. Awesome
again.
stuff.
Cool,
Wolfie, thanks for. It was really a late request
It's
because
a privilege to be on the show, man. Privilege,
Des
it's
Des
good
can't
to.
talk much because he has the man flu. And
No problem.
he was supposed to be on, but he can't talk much. And hope you
And
get
tell
well,
me,
Des.
where's my other friend? What's his name?
Lenny.
What's his name? The enforcer. Where's that guy?
That's Des.
Des.
That's Des.
Is that
That's Des.
this? Oh,
Yes.
hey, Mr. Enforcer. Mr. Enforcer. My regards to you, Mr. Enforcer. It's nice to spend some time with you again on the group. But yeah, you get well, eh? You get well and you enjoy the game.
I hope you get well, Des. I hope you get well soon.
Yeah, all the best
well,
to you,
get
Des.
well.
How's it to the wifey and the dog and your children?
Cool.
Glenwyn and
Yeah.
Wolfie, sorry, before we
Warren,
go,
Glennie.
sorry,
Sure,
Yeah,
go for it.
so just one last thing. So we must just look at I don't know, maybe the last game of the season or whatever. I think we must maybe for one game before the end of the season we must hook up and watch a game at the pub. Okay?
Yeah, nice.
Saturday game. Okay,
That would be nice.
Oh.
Do you serve
Right,
coffee?
Let's keep talking. You serve coffee, cool drink, alles, pizza, you name it.
I will be here.
Yeah.
I'm
Guys,
sleeping over by you. I'll be sleeping over by you, sir. Cheers.
Thanks a lot. It was always a
Thanks,
pleasure
Glenwyn,
to have you
Appreciate
guys.
it, Thank
All
you.
right, man.
Thanks for
Peace
the-
out.
Well,
Cheers, guys.
cheers. Bye.